Hey Johnny, what are you reading?
Oh, hey Jay, you caught me. I also like to do a mental sweat. It's this. Oh, it's upside down. uh, it's this new author. I think you've heard of him. Jay
Ooh,
Mortimer. It's you, the Crystal Blade,
the Crystal Blade, mateys.
the World Eater Archives. Oh,
Mm. I feel like Michael when he's like, after 5 years of editing, 10 years of
and
shooting, and 5 years of more editing,
a
it's
hundred thousand
finally,
dollars. What is it? $100,000 of post effect.
oh, far not the most expensive shot of the
It was
series.
totally worth it. But
um,
Jay, you've done it. We've talked about this for millennia.
Dude, so much work went into this stupid book, which
You
is
wrote it.
mediocre at best.
You did not get my notes of all pictures, but it's okay. I'll let it.
Here's a hardback version.
Yeah, I'll get both here. Nights, he made me buy his own book, and here I thought we were together.
I know. Johnny was like, can't you just give me one of yours? And I was like, no.
No, you have to support me, and I'm like, fine. And then there's 3 blank pages in the back for Dungeons and Dragon notes. I'm very, very curious. I will say it's
I
in large print, which I like. I can see it.
Johnny, if you heat those letters, you'll see a secret message.
Oh, is that what it is?
Heat the
And I did.
paper.
People ask, have you read his book yet? I did read the last paragraph of the last page for spoilers.
So far, only one person who's been on the cast, I think, has finished it. Can you guess
Really?
who?
Uh, Ches?
That was a good guess. Wasn't Jess?
Eric?
Not Eric. Good
Oh,
guess. Both of them are currently reading it.
yeah, those are all our friends.
Yeah, but it was Deeds.
Oh, well, that doesn't count because she's the queen of queens.
I know. She's
The
the best. Dude,
Um,
and she probably reads at a much faster rate than everyone else.
oh
So
my
it's like,
goodness.
how
I'm
is that a
still
fair
waiting for her to read it
comparison?
to me. That's the only way it's going to get done.
I'm gonna tell her you said that.
Oh, I'll tell her I said that too.
You're clean
Because
shaven, Johnny. It's so weird to see
I
your
know
face.
everyone keeps telling me I like your hair, and I'm like, I've had the same hair for 8 years since I shaved. Eh.
I feel like Alexis when Mutt finally shaves his beard
From what?
on Schitt's Creek when Mutt shaves his
Oh, that's
beard,
right. Okay, okay.
and she thinks he's an intruder. That's what I thought when he came out of the cast. I was like, "Who is this intruder? This scary man?"
He's this guy who's been let in a random room.
Yeah. So I finished my book finally. Do you have any questions on it before you
So
finish
many
it?
questions. Okay. So, Nights, we're going to do one of those special events where I get to be just the pure host and Jay is the guest. It really is something I've been looking forward to for a very long time. Little backstory. Me and Jay like to talk outside of the cast. When did we start talking about this? Like 5 years ago?
Dude, so I can give you the exact moment that it came into my head. I'd been trying to write this other book and I never was happy with the idea. I'd tried writing a few times a few books and always got like 6 or 7 chapters in and just put it down because I wasn't happy. And we had someone on the cast and they said, "Oh, I genre mesh," or they said something like that. And I stopped and I said, "What's genre meshing?" And Johnny goes, "Oh, it's bounty hunters riding dragons." And my eyes got big and I was like, "That's my book."
Because so many places are like, it's either sci-fi or fantasy. Why? Do both.
Yeah. So I am excited because I want to go back and listen to all our casts and find the exact moment and then transition it and send it back to you.
Why do I love this so much? And then it was a whole slow roll. Didn't our knights help pick the name Crystal
They
Blade?
did. Yeah, so that was a fun part of it too. Is I picked out like 10 different names. I couldn't come up with the proper name, and so I did a bunch of polls, and we had hundreds of votes on each of the polls. Like people were really invested in it, and all of our followers ended up picking the name.
And I really liked it. That's the one I picked too. I think that's the one you didn't pick, right?
It wasn't my first choice. Yeah.
But I really liked it, so I was glad that it was there.
I've learned from my mistakes. I will no longer be doing polls for the names of my books.
I made 100 accounts that day.
I have named the other books. I can tell you the name of the next book that I'm already writing.
Ooh, because this is we'll go through all over, but this is just a book 1, right?
Correct.
As it
Yeah.
says back here of a anthology, trilogy. What do you call it?
Just a series, so there'll be 5 of them. This is the current plan. It may end up getting trimmed some depending on how that goes, but currently I think I can do it. I think I can do my story in 5 books. Maybe I'll need to push it out, but I think 5 is the right number.
And how far along are you on the second one?
About 43,000 words. So
Wow.
to
Okay.
put that in context, the first Harry Potter book is about, I think, 75,000 words. So it's, in this book, I'm hoping to be about 100,000 words when I finish with it, between 1 and 120. And so the first book, the one you're holding, is 83,000 words.
Oh, awesome.
And for
And
people who are like, I don't know how many pages that is, it is. I can tell you. So this is how thick the book
296,
is.
293.
293. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I got the lighter version. I'm cutting, so I need to have a lighter book.
Jonny, before we get any further, I really want you to open up and just show them who this book is dedicated to.
Oh, okay. So I did read more than just the back page. When you open it up, Jay has his name on it again. Loves it. I love that he put your name right on the title. And then the second page, to Jonny for saying bounty hunters can ride dragons. And it only cost me $40,000, right? How much did I have to put in on your stock?
It depends on how big the series gets.
But
Each
yeah,
book sold at another penny.
I have a hard time showing emotion, but it was a big deal when I saw that because I've been along for a little bit of the journey. So I'll take the pride of having it forever mortalized, at least in a book.
I had a few thoughts. One was, everyone else is going to kill me for this. Like all of our friends, my family, my wife.
Yeah. Like how I keep telling everyone we're together. No one ever believes us, but boom, I made the first book.
Dude, yeah, it's going to get more and more suspicious when you're telling people that, oh, we're partners. And Jonny always says we're partners when we're at Comic-Con. And I'm like, dude, you got to come up with another word for that.
They're just jealous. They're just jealous.
So what's funny too about that is, I was telling my wife after this one came out, I'm like, oh, this was so tough. Like, and she goes, well, you have to keep writing because I need a book that's dedicated to me.
Of course.
You can't just stop with Jonny.
That's why it works. Yeah. I like that. Wife is so wise. Okay, so walk me through this. All right, what is the story about? What is the Crystal Blade about? Give us a good synopsis.
Just to tantalize you enough to read it without getting into spoiler territory. So the main premise of the book is, there's this alien species that has shown up, and they were occupying Venus for a time, and then it kind of led to a war between Earth and Venus, and we're now in the aftermath of that war between this people. And there's a bunch of mystery surrounding them. We don't really know where they came from. We don't know why they left where they're coming from. And when there were peaceful times, a few people had interbreeded between the two species and created kind of these hybrid aliens / humans. And that's, our main character is a hybrid. And so it follows his journey as he's kidnapped and has to go on a quest, goes a questing. And I will tell you, Jonny, there are bounty hunters. They're called the Coveted. And they do ride dragons.
And there's pictures of these in here? Are there pictures?
No pictures of dragons, unfortunately. There is a picture of the floating cities on Venus. There is a picture of Blindspill, which is a city filled with blind people. And then the last one is, you may or may not see a picture of a World Eater at some point.
Ooh. Because it's are the archives of the World Eater. Super great. Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. And there is for all those that are too busy to read a book tangibly, because it's 2025, audiobooks coming out, right? Do we have a concept? Who's narrating? Release date?
It's in production. Yeah. We're in negotiation right now. I do have someone picked out. I had a few people on a short list. One of them was the person who I liked the most, and we're currently in negotiation and hoping it comes out this year.
Ooh, I hope so too. Or else our good friend Deeds is going to read it to me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to really do read a book. The only way to ever get me to read a real book is for Jay to write one. So you've done it. You've done it. You beautiful man. You've done it.
So my elevator pitch to you on reading it, Jonny, is the number one thing I've heard from people is, hey, this was way better than I expected it would be. And I was like, thank you so much.
Don't you love it? They still say that about our podcast too. You guys actually weren't as boring as I thought you'd be. Oh, thanks.
Yeah, you guys were pretty entertaining. Yeah, it's almost like you know what you're doing.
It's almost like you've done this for a long time. And they go, you guys actually flowed really well. Oh, thanks. Well, this is not our first time.
Yeah, I know. I've only been doing it for 6 years.
Yeah, it's fine. We totally get it. What I am super excited about, though, Knights, is that we are going to be out and about more this summer. There's a Halo convention. There's FanX. And Jay's going to be around signing pictures, and I will be taking pictures next to him. So Bring the book. Bring the copies, right, Jay?
You know what my favorite part about all this is, Johnny, is back in 2021, you and I had a booth at FanX. And part of that booth, we printed out a big sign that said "Coming 2022," the Crystal Blade. It had the cover on it. I still have that sign somewhere,
You
but
have
it
the
says
cover.
"Coming
Same cover,
2022."
right? Yeah.
The other thing, if people are like on the fence about whether or not the book is any good, so far it does have 5 stars on Amazon. Out of it's only been out for a month, but whoever's been able to read it and rate it has given me 5 stars so far, which that's pretty cool. Like I said, everyone who I've talked to who's finished it was like, it was way better than I thought it was going to be. It was really good. And then the last thing, I was going to release it in 2022, and I had a few people read stuff, throughout the stage, and multiple people were like, "Yeah, I know this isn't it." And so I went back to my editor and spent 2 more years editing it with my editor. And then at the end of it, my editor gave me the green light, and I felt good enough about it at that point. So with my editor, who's really professional, really good, with her saying this is ready, I then felt good about getting it out. And so far, the reviews and the feedback has been really, really positive. It's been a lot of fun.
I want the first edit though to compare. So keep that in the back.
Dude, my original stuff is so rambling and so bad, and just the structure's off, and I cut like multiple chapters at the end and multiple chapters at the beginning, and there's like multiple chapters within that got super trimmed. And basically, if you've ever seen an overgrown bush, I just went like ham on it.
Well, I'm really proud of you doing it. And all kidding aside too, what I really did notice is it's something that I love drawing blanks. One of our other, was it Dan? It was one of our other authors we had on that. Best advice I ever gave you is don't make your chapters super long, and yours are not 30 pages a chapter, which it really does make a big deal.
Yeah. It would have had to either been Dan or Robert. I don't know which of the two.
I remember it was one of them that I was like, that's actually something I never paid attention to. I'm like, it's true. If it's a super long chapter, you just keep reading it longer and longer.
I do have a couple fun Easter eggs for you in it, Johnny.
Okay.
So I have named some people after other people in my series, like meaning there are characters who are named after other people, and that's intentional. So like the more characters get rolled out, the more you'll see like our close friends are going to have people named after them. Anyway, if we jump to page, I'm going to go ahead and have you jump to it. Why not? We'll turn this into a total
total spoiler alert.
Oh, jump to page 50.
Oh, I overshot. Okay. Is it Eric?
Yeah.
Aw.
So Eric made his way into the book.
Oh, why do I love this?
And I know Eric is reading the book because he said, and I quote in text, "So you just had to name someone after me, didn't you? You just had to put me in your book."
I hope it's a little bit of a backhanded compliment on some of them, and they don't realize it. Those are my favorite.
So this character is, I almost don't want to spoil it. Eric is really fun. I had a lot of fun writing him, and he's a little introverted. He's in his house, and his house has like things in it that like will tell him where people are. Anyway, my thought was Eric would totally do this. He would have a house with secret passageways and safes built in and all this other stuff. And so originally I had him named something else. I don't remember what. And then my editor said, this is too close to Carter's name. I think his name was Charlie first. And she was like, you can't have someone named Carter and Charlie right next to each other because I can't read which one's which. And I was like, okay, this is loosely based on Eric. I'm just going to give him the name Eric. Like, we're going to go all in on this one. Like, Eric was an inspiration for this character. We're going to go ahead and fully commit.
That's awesome. All right, now to get the nitty gritty, what was the hardest part? I know you dealt a little bit with not rejection, but like putting it back and forth. Actually finishing it is hard, but what was the hardest part? If you had to
For sure, the hardest part is feeling like I've written it, I reread it, and I rewrote it. So I finish it, and then I go through and I edit everything and make sure that I think it's perfect. The hardest part is giving it to someone and having them come back with thousands of notes that say, this isn't very good. Like, this is not polished. This isn't good. And so originally the process, it went to a friend of mine who's done this before, and she went through it and marked it up like crazy. So then I fixed things based on what she had said the problems were. And then I had some beta readers who gave me some feedback, and then I fixed things again. And at that point, I knew there were still major issues. So at that point, I hired a professional editor. I had met at a convention. I hired her, and we did a full development round that took her a few months to get through it. And like when I say thousands of notes, I mean like on my Word doc. So I write it in Word. And if you go through like her edits, it is literally like 6 notes per page. So if you were to find just a paragraph, a random paragraph in the book, she would have a note on it.
Oh,
And it
wow.
would be like, this is good, this is bad. Actually, she hardly ever says this is good. There's like 5 notes in the whole thing that are compliments. The rest is just like, cut this. This doesn't make sense. This flowing works wrong. You're doing this bad. Don't do this. What are you doing? Like,
who let you write a book?
yeah. Just a second ago, you said that he was scared. Now he's saying he's fine. This doesn't make any sense. Yeah, your character hasn't had any sort of internal thought for a while, and he's gone through a lot of trauma. Why isn't he like reacting like a human?
That's so cool. Okay. Intriguing. I love the process of it all. So it was a big learning curve for you then. Do you feel like the second book is coming a little smoothlier?
No, it's going to be the same thing. The nice thing is I've learned at this point, like I'll finish the book, I'll do my initial rewrite where I fix a bunch of stuff in my mind, then I'm going to send it off to people and start on the next one. Like my issue with this one was I would send it off and just wait. I wouldn't start on the next one. Now I've got enough of like, I understand what I'm doing and I'm happy with it that I can jump to the next book. And yeah. The crazy thing is like, even after, so she helps me with my first round of edits, sends it back to me with all this horrible stuff. And then I send it to her again and she sends it back again with more.
Oh,
it's like, I thought we fixed this.
How many rewrites does it take?
Yeah, too many. This was my 10th draft.
Oh, cool. Okay. I really do want that hard copy now. Ugh.
Meaning I went through it from start to finish and fixed everything I could 10 times.
Wow. So let's say you know the book really well then.
You would think I would, and yet like I'll put it down for 6 months and I'll pick it back up and I'll chuckle at my own things and be like, who wrote this? What a witty person.
And someone's going to ask you, why did you choose to do this? That part was there.
Pretty much.
That happens on the cast sometimes nights. Someone will be like, I liked your opinion on that. And I'm like, what was my opinion? I don't remember talking about that at all.
Dude, if I listen to really old casts of ours, I totally smile and grin at our stuff. I'm like, we're pretty funny.
Yeah.
I forgot how funny we are.
I don't remember any of this nonsense. But I'm super excited. We're going to have swag. I want to buy some swag. We better have a crystal blade. Didn't you 3D print one?
Yeah, well, so we have a prototype. We're still working on getting the final product. Trying to figure out what materials we want to use, yada, yada, yada. Do we want to just print them and call it good, or do we want to like epoxy it like with molds or whatever? But we do have a little prototype. It's about this big. It's really cute.
Those are my favorite types.
Yeah, so I would love to get like mini ones that are like printed out of metal and like you can have them on your keychain or whatever. So we have some thoughts on that.
It will belong on my D&D bag. I'll tell you right off the bat.
Dude, at some point when we're selling books at conventions or whatever, I want to get like a booth like we had, but like have a Skyrim mannequin that's wearing some of the garb in the book.
I just thought you wanted a Skyrim mannequin.
That would work, but I want a guy standing there wearing so it is alien. So there's alien like outfits and stuff. He'd be wearing one of them anyway.
Oh, I have it already in mind.
Holding the blade,
Yeah. No fret at all. Well, I'm super excited. If you had to convince somebody to write, what would you tell them?
I would say if you want to be a writer, just start writing. Write a book, write 2 books, write 3, write 4. So everyone's different in that. So some people, they need to write 10 books before they finally feel like they're polished enough to restart and write a new story and feel good. This one, I did what you're not supposed to do. You're not supposed to just keep rewriting the same thing and learning from your mistakes. I just was really excited about the story. I couldn't get it out of my head. I couldn't stop thinking about it. So I had to get it down and I'm really happy with it. So that's kind of my big advice to anyone who wants to be a writer is just do it. Like at this point you have so many options. So I indie published through Amazon. Funny enough, the reason I did that was not because I don't want to be traditionally published. It's because I originally thought it was going to come out during COVID. And I was like, oh, who cares? Like, we're not going to use bookstores. Who knows how long this pandemic's going to last? The real thing I should have said is who knows how long it's going to take me to become a decent author. So
I was going to get that more towards the end, but where can we get your book other than you handing it out like prizes?
So the big one right now is Amazon. They distribute, I think, 3/4 of the book. So I just indie published through Amazon. That's Kindle Direct Publishing. So if you have Kindle, you can read it for free. To our listeners, this offer will be good until when's your birthday? I know it's in May, but when's your birthday,
11th,
Johnny?
Mother's Day.
May 11th. Okay, we'll say we'll say until May 11th. If you want to read the book and get reimbursed, just email us at deadlightnerds@gmail.com. I will reimburse you if you want the book and are nervous about it. So yeah, you'll have to write me a review though. I'll have to see your Amazon review and I'll reimburse you. But that offer is good until May 11th, until Johnny's birthday.
Yay. That's a Sunday too, so it's exactly a month from now. Yeah. I know we're both May babies.
I do recommend the hardcover. I like the soft cover, but the hardcover comes protected and it looks so freaking clean, dude.
But you know I'm gonna buy all of them. You know, anything that you're gonna get. I'm already waiting to because nights whenever we do our FanX stuff, I love to wear our Deadlight Nerd stuff, but I already have it planned that I want to wear your Crystal Blade at least for one day in the convention. But extra small with my pecs dancing every time I see you.
There's the interior artwork.
Beautiful. Which ones? Who made all these? Was this collaborative? Didn't you make some of them?
So my wife is an artist, so she did the cover and she did some of the interior art. And then our buddy Zach Brown, who actually has been on the podcast.
Yes. Zach was our stand-up comedian, one of the funniest kids we know, and that's coming from us. We're hilarious.
Yeah, and you'll see him tagged on the Amazon account as one of the artists. Okay, this is a spoiler alert, so maybe I shouldn't show this image. Actually,
it's all right. Just tell everyone. Close your eyes. Boom.
Really fast. I did a sneak peek. I'll actually show you. If you don't want to see a spoiler for the World Eater, then don't pay attention to the next little bit.
Just remember of a simpler time before you saw someone eat the world. Ooh, that came out a lot nicer than the original stuff. I like it.
Yeah. So it's pretty awesome to have the book out, and I've had some really smart people read it. I had some speed readers who read it in a day, which to me is the hugest compliment. One of my coworkers read it in a day. She's like, "I finished." I'm like, "What?" Like, it just came out on Monday. She's like, "Yeah, I read pretty fast." But in my mind, it's like if this book was awful, pure drudgery, you couldn't even speed read it. Like, you'd have put it down. But I like to think that you enjoyed it and got through it. I have another buddy named Sam who speed read it as well, and he was like, "I really liked it. It was way better than I thought it would be." I'm like, "Great."
These people who don't believe in us, we're not done. Not yet.
Yeah, basically.
But that's really cool. I really was excited when you finally told me to get it because I don't pay attention to anything. And when you sent the link to go buy it, I was like, it's out. Yay. And I got all excited because you wouldn't tell me the exact date. I think you didn't really know. But I'm glad to add it to our collection. And this is going to sound so dorky, but I can't wait for you to sign it in person. Aww.
Yeah, if anyone wants their sign, I'm really happily signing it. Even if I sign it, I'll put in a little lightsaber and pick a color for you, what color I think you should have.
Oh.
So,
mine better be the light blue one or I'm going to, ooh.
I'm a little torn on you, Johnny. You kind of have a Qui-Gon vibe, so maybe you'll get green.
Yeah,
okay, not green.
We're more the monks who isolated from the world. I'm a little rebellious in me.
I'm guessing you don't want a purple lightsaber, so I was going to we'll go red or blue probably.
Yeah, well, red is because, I like to stand out.
It's because you're evil, dude.
I am a little evil. Can't help it.
You're in your villain era.
Yeah, it's been like 4 years. You'd think I'd be out of it by now, but no. I'm writing it. But Jay, really, I am super stoked for it, and I really will say, Nights, it's probably the only book I'm going to read in the next millennia until the second one comes out. Are you going to name drop that name, or do we want to keep that quiet?
No, I can announce it. So the second book is being written, and it is called The King's Pirate.
Ooh, unvoted.
Yeah, unvoted. The King's Pirate.
And these are all tied in together, correct? Like, it'll make sense once we finish.
Yeah.
And it's going to say volume 2, so I can put them all on my shelf.
Correct. My goal, so this is just between us girls and everyone who's our listener. My goal is so we're going to have all of our initial copies that look, similar, have a similar style, designed by my wife. But then when I finish the series, which honestly, it's like, if it takes me 3 years to do every book, that's going to be in 21 years. Like, because I have, so we have 4 books remaining in this series, and I have another sister series that's kind of tied a little bit, and they're going to be happening at similar times. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. But, what I was going to say is when I finish all 5, I want to have like a leather bound version that's really high end and nice. And each one will have like a really cool, like simple design on it. So anyway.
That's gonna be way cool. Then you can
Yeah,
have
and
the whole
they'll
collection.
they'll look like a set, which, leather bound set with like the first one will have like a light blue crystal all over it as a design.
Oh,
So it's black set with like a crystal embroidery. The second one is going to have like red skulls, still black with a red embroidery, and then so on and so forth. I won't tell you the name of the other books. We'll have to
okay.
wait, but I have at this point planned out my story, and I do have the names of all the books at this point, and so we're starting to cruise.
Ooh, that's exciting. I can't wait for more nights. I'm not even kidding. Buy your copies. Come find me and Jay, and he'll sign it for you. And plus, we like to hear feedback. Even if you hate it, come up and tell us that you didn't like it. Then we'll tell you how wrong you are, or high five you because we're nerds.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Seriously, you have until May 11th. If you want a copy and you want to get reimbursed for it, just write me an Amazon review when you're done. It an honest review. It doesn't need to be 5 stars or whatever. I'll reimburse you if it's 1. If you hated it and you just want to experiment, that's great. I can still reimburse you. So, but you have until May 11th, 2025, to reach out. deadlightnerds@gmail.com, or you can DM us on Instagram. But yeah, the invitation is open.
And we'll have the link for the book on the bottom of the cast and all the other stuff, right, Jay?
Correct. Yeah. And we'll throw it in our Instagram header for a minute until May 11th.
Okay, I love it because I'm no good at millennial stuff. So Jay's in charge of all that fun things.
Agreed.
But
You
yeah,
can
I'm
also see
excited.
it's also on our website, just FYI. If you
We do
go
have
to
a website. I
deadlightnerds.com.
forget. I'm actually super proud of our website. All our links are there. All our cast is there. All the famous people who've not rejected us are there. And yeah, and I'm super stoked. Can't wait for the swag to come out because I'm a big swag hound. Behind me, Knights, those who are watching can see I have a wall full of nerd memorabilia. Can't wait to add this on to that. And
Well, I don't know if you
proud of
noticed,
Jay.
Jonny, but this is technically one of our shirts.
Oh, see, I know. I was gonna. I'll still doing I'm doing a photo shoot with your book. Don't worry, it's coming.
And we've updated our website. I don't know if you want to tell people about that, but yeah, the Crystal Blade's now on it. We've updated photos.
Yeah, we're revamping a lot. We had a really good Fan X last year, Knights, and we're only going to go more forward. And we've always said we'll ride any coattail to make us big. So this is one of our coattails we want to ride.
Dude, 100%. Oh, you mean me?
Oh yeah. I'm going to ride your coattails.
I love it. Well, nice. I would love it. Seriously. We Live and Die by Amazon Reviews. Goodreads. It's on Goodreads. So if you wouldn't mind giving me a review, even if you hate it, just give me some traction, make it relevant. But yeah, no, to anyone who's purchased it and reviewed it, or even just purchased it, thank you so much. Like, honestly, it has been the outpouring of love I've gotten, and people who have been supportive, and, family members who've reached out, coworkers, friends, even strangers. Like, I've had people text me before I could text them, close friends, who said, "Hey, I heard someone else was talking about this. Look what I just bought." And I'm like, my heart, y'all.
You had me at, you bought my book.
Seriously, thank you so much. Like, it almost brought me to tears a few times when people would reach out. And anyway, it's
yeah. I've seen you go through this for a long time, sending me outlines and pictures, because that's where I live, is the pictures, not didn't worry about that stuff. But I'm so excited you finally finished it, and I cannot wait to tangibly read a book, because it drives me crazy when people brag about reading books and they mean audiobooks. And I've shared it with all my clients who love fantasy, so we get the word out any way we can.
I love it. Thank you all so much.
All right, Knights, check out this book, The Crystal Blade, by our very own Master of Death, Jay Mortimer. For those listening, I'm just showing the book for everyone to see. I really do love the cover. I love that blade. Love all the artwork. Can't wait to rep it this year. Go read it. Come find him. He will sign it, and I will just sign your shirt, because I like signing random things. But no contracts. We don't sign contracts.
You'll sign your lower backside so you can get it tatted like a...
Yeah, we'll sign anything you want. It's we're there for you. And no, really, Jay, as much as we kid, I was so proud of you. I really want that out there. You always inspire me to do better, my friend.
Thanks, Jonny.
Oh, all right. No more sappiness, Knights. Really. Thanks for listening out. Everyone, check out that Crystal Blade and give him the 20-star review he needs.
Yes, and we will catch you on the flippity flop.
Flippity flip.